I was 24. I was with a really nice guy. He was a really nice guy, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want a really nice guy when I was 24, right? And so I ended things. I went back on the scene. I mean, things worked out. I got married, I got the baby. But relatively speaking, if things didn't work out, and I said to myself, you know what? I do want a nice guy. I do want someone who's stable. I do want someone who's loving. Now that I'm older, I'm more reflective. I know you don't believe in older, but
Right.
I'm older, I'm more reflective, right? I could say I've now changed my mind and I want to reconsider this. Now, whether or not he wants to give me a second chance, I would say he'd be dumb for doing so. But for me to go back, because I was the one who left, he was a good person. What I wanted has now
But
changed.
what if he wanted change too?
And now he don't want me.
Yeah.
I mean,
It don't be happening. That don't happen.
It's always one-sided, yo. I
don't
swear to
happen.
God.
well, no, but I was honest. I
Yeah.
said, you
No,
know,
no,
like, he was
I
the
like
one who
it.
was
I
mature.
love
He
it.
was right. And that's not where I was yet, developmentally, emotionally, whatever. So sometimes you come to the realization that what that person was is exactly what you needed, and that's why you do need to go back again. Whether or not they want to give you a chance is up to them.
People are natural. I feel like more people are programmed to quit in life than they are to continue to push through. And that's why they decide to go back with an ex. It's the comfortable route. And the comfortable route will never be non-existent for anybody. The only problem is it's never going to be fulfilling.
But my thing is anytime I've thought about going back to an ex. Oh, actually, there was a situation where I did. There was a situation. And it's because, again, you think the grass is going to be greener on the other side. And then you go back to something that you dated when you were younger and you kind of realize, again, like you said, that person's mindset didn't necessarily grow over time. They didn't get wiser as they got older. So in that way, well, they did, but let me tell you actually what it was. Your attraction to that person kind of changes because things happen in your life that make you change a little. Things happen in that person's life that makes them change a little more. And then you go back, this time frame has passed, and now the things that have occurred during that time frame have changed the two of you in a certain way. And now you go back into the situation and you guys don't connect as much as you think. So I think sometimes, like, okay, that situation could have worked out, but because of the time that has passed, you guys are not the same and you think it's going to work out, but it doesn't necessarily happen that way. So now, like, I've grown, I've been through certain experiences, and I no longer tolerate the certain things that I used to like in you, or the things that I used to tolerate in you, or the toxicity. Now I'm a person that doesn't care for toxicity. I used to be a person that loved it because it was fun. I was young. I didn't have a bigger plan for my future, but now that I'm back with you, the toxicity won't work for me. So therefore, this relationship can't work. So, I'm not going to tolerate the arguing all the time because I'm a person that's like, all right, we got to talk things through. But you're not into that. You haven't grown to that level yet. So therefore, I'm not going to be able to operate in this situation. So that's why I say it's not really healthy to go back to situations all the time. Again, depending on why you guys broke up in the first place. But, if people are really genuinely trying to grow.
What about I'm thinking about going back to my ex because I'm having a hard time navigating dating because I am not clear about what I want. I don't know what standards should exist. Like, it's you. It's many times it's more you. I know you just said try to be more sympathetic, but I'm not.
I love her.
I'm not, right?
No, but that's real.
It's
Give her a
more you
clap.
than it is the rest of the world, right? I had a professor who said to me one time, if one person calls you an asshole, they are an asshole for calling you an asshole. If 5 people call you an asshole, you're probably one. Like, what's the chances that everybody else is the problem? And you're just this perfect human being who has everything together, and it's everyone else who just can't figure out relationships. Nah, son, it's you.
No. I was with you. I just disagree because I realize there's a lot of not fully equipped people.
Here we go.
I'm an asshole. I'll take that.
I was about to say it.
Can I say something that Alan taught me? Can I say something that Alan taught me and how and this was one of the things Alan told me, which I thought was like so great, and I've been running with it ever since, right? And this is my take on my analogy on dating an ex, right? So there's an old story where there was a woman who wanted a pig. Okay, this woman wanted a pig, and she was a very rich, wealthy woman. She got the pig, she got the baby pig, and she dressed it up in all designer. She put diamonds on it, diamond necklace, everything. She made the pig everything that she wanted, right? And then as she, had the pig, one day it started to rain, right? And she got caught in the rain. And the pig almost broke her arm to jump out of her arms so it could run in mud. At the end of the day, the pig is still going to be a pig. It does not matter what you want it to be. It does not matter what you want to dress it up as. The same goes and the same rules applies as people. When you want somebody to be something, that that person is what they are, and it's important to accept what they are, which is most likely, not all the time, but it's most likely the case that they are an ex and not a current.
It seems like, oh, people are who they are. Like, the pig is who they are. Accept the pig or don't accept the pig. How about we blame the woman for being foolish enough to believe that she
That
could
a pig
dress
could wear
this pig
Gucci.
up?
No, that's what I'm blaming.
Okay,
or
okay.
not just the woman, but that woman in
Yes,
an analogy.
yes.
You know, I'm blaming the person to not understand that you can't make. I want everybody to understand this. You can't make anybody be what you want them to be.
Right.
I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much power you have. I don't care how much popularity you have. You can't make somebody be what you want them to be. You could date a girl, you could be a guy, you could date this girl because she's beautiful, but guess what? She's not a wife. And you can't make her be a wife. You're a woman, you're dating this guy, right? And he's just an asshole. And you want a gentleman. He can't be a gentleman. And you got to understand that instead of trying to mold and change people and give people every reason to change, you just got to give yourself every reason to move on.
I agree. I'm a move oner. I believe that wholeheartedly. You got to move on because.
And I also wanted to say
again,
this.
it's
I'm
all
sorry,
about
guys. I'm
time.
talking a lot. It might be the leg.
You always do.
I also wanted to say this. It's important when we're talking about relationships, and this is my opinion. You guys let me know how you feel. It's important if I'm going to date you, whoever, right? I should never have to double back, right? Because I should have exhausted all my efforts and all of my options with you while I was with you. So then what happens is you always be like, you're reluctant to give a second chance because you're like, you know what? Maybe if I do this time and they really wanted it, maybe I might get a different version of themselves. But if you were to be able to give yourself fully to that relationship and it doesn't work, I left everything on the line. I gave this person everything that I could possibly give them, from the good of me to the bad of me. There's a lot of relationships that I had that were good, actually all of them, but, I was usually the problem in it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I always think, like, hey, maybe if I go back and I just, maybe I stop being who I am and what I am, maybe it might work. But, I don't operate in a space of double back because everyone I got was better than the last. But I digress. You love it? Yo, I love this.
Yeah,
You're
Like,
the
it's not
problem.
fair though because you gotta think about it. Like, I'm the problem, but I'm not the problem. Like, for real, like,
No, you're dressing it up.
let's be real. Some people have problems with things that are not real problems, and that's the problem.
No, but you can't
It's not a
tell people
problem
how
to
to
you.
feel.
Yeah.
You
Not-
can't tell people
no.
how to feel.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
but
not a problem
that's
for
the
you
thing.
or to you.
Because at this day and age, people feel some type of way about certain things that are very minuscule to the bigger picture.
In your opinion.
And no, in life's opinion. Fuck my opinion. My opinion doesn't matter. You almost made me put my leg down. Like,
I'm gonna keep going then.
if me and you are having a
Leg
good
is
relationship,
down.
right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm doing everything good, right? And you're like, hey, I don't like the fact that you take a picture with no shirt on. That's a minuscule
How do you
problem.
feel about me taking a picture with no shirt on?
Were you taking pictures with no shirt on when I met you?
Perhaps.
If yes,
Before we were committed.
then that is the standard.
I strongly disagree with that.
If yes, it is the standard. Look,
Because a man will be quick to be like, oh, you can't do that no more.
no, you asked me. You didn't ask. There's a lot of corny men who want to change women too. There's a lot of corny men that get these girls.
Okay, but can I say something real quick? Because earlier, sorry, girl,
Yes.
you did say if you start dating a girl that work at McDonald's, you gonna make her you gonna tell her to go to school. You said that.
No, I
You
did
shouldn't
not.
try to
I did
change
never
her.
said that.
You said
I
it.
never said that.
You
Wait,
said
hold
it.
on.
Where the Bible?
We
I
have
put my
never
hand on
said that.
it.
I'm not
Put
even
my
a
hand
school
on it.
advocate like
I wish we
that.
could flash back to clips like That's So Raven, and we could just flash back and be like,
And then be like,
never date a girl.
and then we gotta do a
Rico, you
ping.
did
Jada 0,
Please
Rico
start
1.
doing that. We can do the score and everything because man, I got some.
I just did the face. Can we edit that in?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah, edit that in. Put it right there at the bottom.
Back.
I'm dead on all that.
Yo, I'm back because he just said you should have tried to change people, but yet Rico be trying to change people.
No, I didn't. You said that.
Actually, someone said it, and if it's Jada,
It was Jada that said
if Jada didn't say it, then it had to be you.
It had to be.
If you work at McDonald's, you're gonna make her quit and go get like another job.
No, I did
Yeah,
not
the
say
bitch-
that.
That's
I said,
even worse.
No,
But
I said
we-
if she
can we
worked
take a
at
step back,
McDonald's,
though,
she
and
should
say-
be investing her money into investments. That's all I said.
But wait, but why is that changing the person? Like, where I'm employed temporarily
That's
is not
true. true. Okay,
change of the
fine.
human
That's
being,
what I was
or
saying.
taking a photo with no shirt is not who I am as a human being. I don't know why.
Listen, whose side are you on?
But
She's on the logical
When you
side.
pick a side today, you gotta stick with it forever.
but you know what I'm saying? That's not who you are.
Yeah, that's where
But
you
first of
are.
all, if we're getting older, we're becoming wiser, then I don't have to stick with the
You're
same side
right.
forever.
Okay, fine.
Right? But no, but
Fine.
can I get a leg down for that? No.
No, I'm
leg up
actually.
is
You're
his
actually
power.
proving my point.
Okay.
I'm actually about to
Power.
put it a little higher.
No, but the point is that's not who you are fundamentally. Like we need to talk about who people are as a human being. Like whether or not you dress a little sexy, or whether or not you have a bummy job, or like that's not fundamentally who you are as a person. So those are the things we shouldn't try to change in people. But your career, and I want to push and motivate you to do better, or perhaps dressing a little bit more appropriately for your age or status or weather or whatever, is not who you are as a person.
No, that's actually what I said. Thank you.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
You actually did not, but okay.
No, I said that.
The shirt.
No, we're talking about. She was talking about the previous episode.
McDonald's.
Yeah, and that's
You just
what.
said shirt.
What are you talking about?
She's referring to your shirt analogy.
The shirt analogy, which is don't try to change me if I came wearing no shirt.
No,
then that's how it should
time out, guys. I speak very clear. I didn't say change me. I said clearly how you feel should be changed on certain things, because your feeling to something could be a very minuscule thing. That's what I said. I never said change you fundamentally. I said change the way you feel about certain things. If you poke me, right, I should not have to get extremely upset. I should be able to understand that I have other alternative ways of handling it, and maybe it's not as big of a deal as I'm trying to make it be, which is why I said you need to change how you feel about certain things in certain cases, not all. And there are standards that people come in with. If you are a woman or a man who is dressing promiscuous or showing a lot of your skin on the internet, and you want to date that person, don't try to tell them to stop. It doesn't work that way. That is who they are. Allow them to stop if they choose to do so. That's what I was saying.
Question for you guys. What if
I'm doing good today.
like we're humans, again, sympathetically or empathetically, however you want to put it. What if your ex was a better bet? Like, what if these things are
Yo,
reality?
Alan, I'm about to get off this panel.
Indeed,
You understand what I'm saying?
there's some validity to that.
Like,
I have too much pride.
if I had a great job, like a good job, and I left it because I was feeling myself, and I'm like, damn, you can come back if you want.
But what about the love, though? What about the love? Like, we always talk about the love and why women, like,
My thing is that why would we get a data in 2022 going into 2023 that's going to tell you 7 out of 10 people that's their plan? That shit.
But that's yeah. And then, like, that's sad. Like, so people don't care about the love. It's just, okay, I got to be with someone.
Yeah.
That's desperation.
Yes.
And that's sick and sad. And I just don't support that.
Or is that
Like,
real? That's
but it's
called
not-
life.
no, you have to be with somebody that bad that you now have to go
But
back
it's
to
not
somebody
said that
it
the
didn't
love
work out
isn't
with.
there. I feel like the love would still be
Okay,
there.
you're right. So not all, okay, we're not talking about all of the cases. But for me, I just feel like, okay, spend some time alone. You ain't gotta, like,
Been alone.
have you been? You
That's
haven't?
why you want to date an ex.
I don't know.
I was having a conversation earlier.
Because it sounds like you've been dating and it hasn't been working. So now, okay, just take some time without
Or you
dating
just
and be
haven't
alone.
found something
Get your
that you
shit
wanted to
together.
date.
Take some classes, get some therapy, do something in
No,
the
yeah,
meantime
and that
that's gonna
people don't
benefit you.
usually do that when they break up with someone,
Yeah.
and sometimes they just try to hop into the next thing. So I feel like they haven't even healed from that past
Right.
relationship. That's why it's so easy to go back.
You haven't healed. You haven't used the time wisely. Are you leveling up? Are you figuring out who you are? Going to get therapy? Going to talk to people, dealing with past trauma, whatever it is that's probably being the issue and the reason why relationships aren't working. Are you figuring things out to make your next relationship be better, or are you just trying to jump into something because you're so desperate and everybody on Instagram has a relationship and they're posting reels and they look good together?
No, but I'm trying to put it
And
in
you want to post
context.
reels.
I'm trying to keep it in context, right? I was having a conversation with someone earlier, and she was like, "That's the topic." I was like, "Yeah, that's the topic." She was like, "Oh shit, that's funny. When you think about it, Alan, I'm kind of doing the same thing. I am going back because there's really shit out here." What I'm asking you guys is this: it's almost like saying, "I'm a sports manager. I manage people in the sports business, and I kind of got tired of it, so I went into real estate." Your real estate beat my ass. You know what's waiting for me?
The sports
The
management.
sports management company.
Facts.
I just go back into sports management.
Because it's comfortability, yes.
So okay, yes, there is a level of comfortability, and I think you can legitimately say you made a mistake. Like the sports management position was something that was a good fit for you. You were feeling yourself. You wanted to try something new, and then you realized that the grass wasn't greener. So I think there's some legitimacy in going back. The problem is in that example is that the sports management company wants you. What happens when the sports management company doesn't want you, right? So now you're crawling back to this person in the hopes. 7 out of 10 say that they plan to go back. That means that they haven't done it yet. Who's to say that there's 7 people on the other side who's willing to take them back in the first place? Are they deserving? Have they worked out the initial issue? Or are they going to end up broken up again? Waste, like you mentioned before, wasting another 6 months or wasting another year when they could have been working on themselves or joining other circles of people to meet someone new, someone where it could work. So they could try. Good luck, Chuck.
And half of them probably already got booze already.
Right, because everybody's always sleeping with somebody's always sleeping with somebody. Somebody is always being sexually
Entertained.
entertained.
Then I gotta explain to my new
So-
boo that my ex trying to come back.
And people
Stay
are
over
now
there.
always quick to get rid of their baggage. That's a big problem. So when you go back to somebody, now you got to deal with the new person that they're dealing with or the new people that they're dealing with, and are they ready to get rid of that baggage? And now you have different situations that you have to nip in the bud before you can even move forward. And I'm not saying all cases, I'm just saying a lot of times. So now everybody wants to have sex. Everybody wants to be laid up and cuddled with or whatever. So when you go back to somebody, just know that there's going to be new situations at hand that you know how to deal with them. Can you deal with them? Will it work out after you?
Question for you, Jada.
Sure.
Do you think that people are making that decision because of economics?
Yeah.
Ooh, especially in New York City.
Yeah.
Cheese and bread.
People are not-
sky high record. Are people doing that?
And people are not comfortable enough to live in the financial situation that they're in.
Oh. Oh well, the next time.
Okay. And people are not comfortable to accept the financial situation that they're in. I don't know.
Repeat the question.
I know
People are making these double
are
back decisions
people-
because of the.
Economics.
Okay.
Do you think people are making those decisions because of economics?
Yes, I think people are making those decisions because of economics.
Economic.
Economics. Economics. Yeah, because
Ebonics.
because I think that people are not comfortable in their financial situations. And again, like when you're forced to see everybody else's lifestyle, you now are like, okay, what can I do to basically fit in? You know, like a lot of people want to fit in. A lot of people want to be a part of the facade that people are putting on, whether it's real or not. People do not want to stay in the situation that they're in because it doesn't look good enough to everybody else. I don't know what the reason is, but I mean, for you to date just because of the financial gain, I just think that, I don't know, like I can't contradict myself and say that it's not something that I've, experienced before, but at the same time, like if you're going to go back to an ex because financially you're not good on your own and you just want to look lit or whatever, I think that's just
Oh, it's just
Not the
survive.
way.
Actually-
in New York City, it's tough.
No, yeah.
And there are plenty of people who stay in relationships. I don't know about doubling back per se, but stay in relationships that are not appropriate, that are not suitable because they can't afford the rent on their
I was just gonna
own.
say, I know a girl who took her boyfriend back because she couldn't afford the rent on her own. They were
I'm not
splitting it, so she told him to come back.
I'm not going to even, because it's too fresh of a situation. I got too child. Like this, the fact that I know people that are just like, I'm going to just stay. He doing his own thing, but
PTSD.
We're not having this conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Economics is real.
Right. But I
Oh,
think
for
that's
sure.
always kind of been the situation, especially with women. Like women have always been, the person that's at home taking care of home and stuff like that. And men went out, did what they had to do, whatever. I know this is also a different topic, but a lot of times we didn't really know what was going on. Now things are highlighted or like there's a whatever. Now we know more what's going on with the person that you're dating, like anyways. The point that I'm trying to make is people accept things because of the financial gain that they get from it. So it's like, okay, I know this person ain't shit, but my bills are paid, so I'm gonna just thug it out, you know?
There's actually a reel that's gone viral in the last couple of days of an older woman, I would say she's in her 60s, saying women don't allow cell phones to wreck your relationship. Stop looking through your man's phone because once he's taking care of the finances, he should be free to do whatever. And it's crazy for us in our generation,
But
but,
it was
that's
the norm.
reasonable. And you mentioned that too, like back in the day. So historically, right, it's reasonable for a woman to allow her man to walk all over her, to mistreat her because she may have not financially been in a position to provide for herself. Like if we're talking about
And they
women,
could get away with it more back then because there was no social media and text messages and phones and Facebook and location services and all kinds of things to find out what the fuck your man is doing when he's not home with you.
Yeah.
So if you're like, keep your location on, now you disappear, your location disappeared for 30 minutes. Where the fuck was you at for them 30 minutes? You get what I'm saying? So like now there are more ways to see what the person that you love and do everything for and are waiting for them to come home to do, like what they're doing.
I be like, you can't see my location? It's on. I can see it.
That's not the question. Jada, the question is that if
Maybe something's wrong with your
2022
phone.
was an economic boom, like
Right,
there
no,
was,
but she
you know,
was
like
saying-
if economically it was a boom, like everything was going good, would 7 out of 10 be going back? Probably not.
Oh.
Yes, they would.